I did a live stream which lasted 25 days, and in those 25 days we did about 8,000 scene switches, as well as broadcasting about 800 unique videos. And all of this completely automated without the need for me being with the live stream. In this video I will walk you through the solution I came up with to do this, but because this video will be a bigger one, here are some timestamps for the parts you might be interested in. So feel free to jump ahead. You will also find those down there. Hi guys, I am Greeny, this is Greenbox, and about 2 months ago, co-host and I decided to do a project. So we came up with the channel Excessive Calendars, which uploaded a new video every single hour from the 1st of December up until Christmas, and we basically opened a new advent calendar door every single hour until Christmas. So an additional thing with it, which was a live stream. We decided to do a live stream which would run through the entire length of that project. So the idea of that live stream was the following. The channel would release and premiere a new video every single hour. So we wanted to have a live stream which was broadcasting something, but every hour when a new video was released, it should give a call to action saying, hey, look, a new video is being premiered now, go check it out. So we came up with some sort of a scheduled program. And I'm about to show you how we did this, but just for the understanding. So what we did is we had some sort of a screensaver, which was relevant to the current video, and we did reruns of the video. So we basically reran our latest uploads in a live stream. This is basically the super basic concept of the live stream. So now I want to jump over to the live stream and show you how we set everything up to have that live stream run for 25 days and broadcasting all those videos without us having to do anything. All right, so we're connected to the Excessive Calendar live stream server. And as you might know, running a live stream, that needs resources. And especially running a live stream 24/7 without a single dropped frame or a connection loss, that needs some sort of preparation. And the original idea was that we would just go out and buy a computer, hook it up to my network because I'm connected with a 10 gigabit link, and just run it as a server. But there's one problem because I'm using a consumer connection. We have changing IP addresses, so all 24 to 48 hours about, we would get a new IP address and get some package loss, which would lead into a live stream which isn't stable. So I then asked on Twitter if anyone had computing power available we could use for that project. And in fact, someone reached out to me, Sky. He hooked me up with a Microsoft Azure cloud server, which is a performance beast. We have 16 cores running for us. We have 32 gigs of RAM, and we have a super fast internet connection. And just at this point, I really want to thank Sky. Sky, thank you. Without you, this project might not have been possible. So thanks a lot for hooking me up with the Azure cloud server. Appreciate it. And because I know that you like iced tea, and I know that you like this specific one extremely much, I'm going to drink this one during this video for you. So cheers on Sky. Thanks for the server. Awesome. All right, so we had this server, and with this server we had the baseline to start working. So obviously the way how we live streamed on the server was using OBS, and using OBS on a server works just like the same as using it on your Windows computer. And once more, I don't want to show you like a one-to-one tutorial of how you can do this yourself. Instead, I want to show you what we did so you can understand the broader concept and apply it to your specific use case. And for that, I once again want you to understand what we actually broadcasted. So let me go through our sources real quick so that you understand what the content of this live stream was. So as I already mentioned, every time a new video is premiering on our YouTube channel, we wanted a call to action on our live stream, and this is this asset, Excessive Calendar's new video premieres now. And during that time, during that moment when this was broadcasted on the live stream, a new video on the channel was premiered. Once that's gone, we had, I call it the screensaver. The screensaver consists of those Christmas candles. Like we have those 4 candles for the 4 weeks till Christmas. And of course, the candles were lit according to the week we currently were in. In the background, we had, of course, the current Christmas Advent calendar, which was premiered just before we came here. So basically, we had 24 videos because we had 24 calendars with those candles, and we had 4 times 24 videos because we had 4 weeks. So we had 24 calendars with 1 candle, 24 with 2 candles, and so on. So we had this like complete combination. In addition, we then had the reruns, which were just the last video we premiered on our YouTube channel, which then got rerun on the live stream. In addition to that, we also had our screensaver with a countdown up until to the next premiere, before we then again would go into the streaming now, premiering now scene. So this is like everything we had on our stream. So we had about 760 different videos, which were the different openings of those calendar doors, as well as about 100 videos, which are the screensavers in the combination calendar and candles. And we, of course, wanted to match the calendars in the screensaver and the rerun of the last video to what's currently going on the YouTube channel according to the premiere schedule. So before we go into how exactly we set that programming up, I want to show you what file assets we needed, what files we had on the operating system to actually make OBS do all that. And for that, we need to go into our live streaming root there. And I want to walk you through this really quick. And in here, we have like all the things we need. We have the media. We get into this in just a sec. We have scripts, because yes, we needed scripts to make this logic happen without us being there pressing buttons. And we, of course, had the live stream itself. And I would say we start with the media pool. So this folder includes all the videos we produced and we were streaming on our live stream. So we had 2 categories, as we already saw. We had the actual videos we premiered on the YouTube, and we had the calendars with the candles. So let's get to them real quick. So we had all those different calendars with candles, and we gave them unique names. So we have A1C1, which means Advent 1, Calendar 1. So if we click that video, we see we have 1 candle lit, and this is the first calendar we ever opened. And if we go through, we get up to 24, then go into the second Advent. So let's say second Advent, Calendar 15, would be 2 candles lit and calendar 15 in the background, and so on. For example, Advent 4 and 16 or 17, no, 16 would be our Fortnite Advent calendar, for example. So every calendar and every Advent had some sort of a combined unique ID, a UUID. And that was it, the A number, C number. And that was important because our entire script was going to go for those names. So we had to find a way to name them. And we not just named them manually, we named them automatically while we were producing those videos. And to learn how we did that, again, up there, info card, we did a video about how we recorded that. Same thing with the videos, but here's a little bit different. We sorted the videos after the actual day. So again, we had a unique number, which was basically the number of the day of the month. So we had 0112, which was the 1st December, 1st of the 12th, so 0112. And in here, we then had all those 24 videos we would broadcast during one day. And again, we had a unique UUID. In this case, it was an AC, which stands for Advent Calendar. And then the O1 would stand for the first calendar at a given day. So O1 represents the hour 00. Like the O1 would then represent the first hour of the day. And the _1 would just mark the day in the month of December. So all our almost 800 videos had a unique name, which was referencing the day as well as the hour in which they would go live on the YouTube channel. Of course, this all was only possible because we planned every single video and we knew exactly at which time, at what day, which UUID would go live on the YouTube channel as a premiere. So we then could use that data and bring it into our live programming. And so we did that exact thing for all 24 days, and 24 times 24, and yeah, all of them are unique. Okay, so this is the media pool, and those are all the video files we needed to do this live production. And before we go to the script, let's go to the live folder. The live folder is the folder which I marked down as do not touch. Everything in here is completely automated, and everything which is in here should stay in here and not be moved, renamed, or anything. So that folder is completely automated. And the way this works, of course we had a music pool. So in here we had a ton of music which we were looping and broadcasting during the dead spots where we had the screensaver with the calendar and the candles. By the way, yes, that music was licensed. Next up, we had 2 dummy videos, as I like to call them. We had a calendar video and we had a door video. The calendar video, again, is the video with the calendar and the candles. And the door video is the video which is displaying the actual door we opened in that video. Then next to that we had an HTML file. As you saw, we had a countdown which was counting down to the next video being released, and this is what we did. We set up a pretty cheap Moments.js countdown, which was just counting down up until the end of the year, actually to the 1st January 2021. So every full hour it would reach a count of 0. So we used that and just reran it all day long. This is used as an OBS source, as a browser source. So pretty simple and straightforward. Next to that, we had the end card, which is, I think something we did not use in the programming, but I put it in here after the fact because I wasn't sure if we would have to use it at some point. So this is that. And we also had music for our pre-stream, because before we revealed the project, we had a stream going, which was just consisting of a test image and a countdown going down to the start of the project. So that's what those 2 files are for. Then the new video template, as we saw, was the video which was telling us that, hey, there's a new video being premiered right now on YouTube, so go check it out. And lastly, there is a PNG file, which is just giving us the name next door in a nice graphic with a nice gradient and shadow, something I was not able to do within OBS itself. Okay, so this is the live assets, and everything the live stream ever used was inside this folder. Everything else in here was either used by script or by us. So before we get to the script, which really isn't spectacular, but for the better understanding, I want to go back to OBS one more time and go through the manual programming before I then show you what the script was doing and how everything adds up together for a completely automated live stream. So we already saw the sources in OBS, which is just what I showed you, those files in that folder, but we also had a logic going. And this logic was like the program during 1 hour. So it always started with this. This is excessive calendars, new video premieres now. Because we premiered a new video at every full hour. So at every full hour, we showed the people this image. Go check it out. Call to action. After that was over, we went into our screensaver with the calendar, which was just premiered in the background. After some time, we then jump into the first rerun of that video, which was just premiered, before we then, number 4, go back to the screensaver, then do another rerun, again, screensaver, third rerun of the same video, and lastly, another screensaver with the countdown up until the next door would be opened. And once the next door would be opened, we would again end up on this screensaver, which is basically telling us, yay, go over, check it out, call to action. Some of you, in case you are familiar with OBS and what OBS can do and what plugins can do, you might be screaming to yourself, advanced scene switcher. And you're completely right. That's what we did. We used a tool, a plugin, which is called Advanced Scene Switcher. And what it does, it allows us to set up some condition which lead to scene switching. So everything which is important to you right now is this over here, priority. This is important because we used scene sequences as well as time as indicator of when and how to switch a scene in the programming. So first, let's go to the scene switching, which is over here. So this is what we set up the conditions, and those are pretty straightforward. So if we are on 01, the new video, which is this one we have in the background, in the case this scene is active, we will switch automatically to scene 02, which was the screensaver with the calendar in the background, after 1.5 minutes. So we will see this image, 1.5 minutes, then jump to the second scene. And once we are at the second scene, we have the next condition, which is from scene 2, jump to scene 3 after 15 minutes. So we have a 15-minute screensaver with the candles, and after 15 minutes, we went to scene number 3, which was the first rerun, and the rerun was taking 1 minute. After that, we went again into the next screensaver, which was 04, again for 15 minutes. After that, into the second rerun, again 1 minute. Then the third screensaver, and after those 15 minutes, the third and final rerun of the video, which was premiered. And once the video was premiered, 1 hour later, we went to scene 08, which again was the screensaver, but this time with the countdown up until the next video would start. So after we reached 08, the countdown, we would not have any additional condition inside the sequence tab, which would lead up to an automated scene switching in OBS. So to get back to the beginning of the next hour, we then used time. And in here, we defined at what time of the clock OBS should do something. And you might see this odd number over here. Please ignore it. I could not use 000000 because that is buggy and it's not working. So I had to go 1 second earlier. So you're basically saying at every full hour, jump to scene 01 new video. And once we end up on the 01 new video, the scene conditions will then again go in and say, hey, that's 01. I'm going to switch after 1.5 minutes. So every hour we set our program to the point 01. And after that, the automated scene switching from the sequence tab would just run down up until we are at scene 08. And after 08, nothing would happen up until the next full hour would then trigger OBS to once again go to 01. So this is the entire logic. But there's a catch. Because if we do that, we can do that. So 1, 2, blah, blah, blah. So we are now on 8. After 8, we jump to 1. After 1 to 2. And yeah, it's still the same calendar. So how did we know what calendar we have in the background and what videos we had to rerun? We had to use the Microsoft file system because it would be possible to create like a ton of timed conditions in the advanced scene switcher, like for every single minute of the day for 24 days to say this file, then blah, 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 would be possible, would be a pain in the butt. We don't want that. So what we did instead, we go back in our live folder and we had those 2 placeholder files. And the way that those are used is they are used in our sources, which for example is here the current event video. And if we go in here, we just see we're just using the calendar video, and the rerun, the door video, is just using the door MP4. So what the idea was is that OBS is always using those files to play back. So we only had to change those files every time we wanted to show something new, which would lead up to OBS having to do nothing, just completely dumbly playing the videos which it is supposed to play. And if the file system switched them out to something else, that's great. OBS doesn't care because it's still the same file name he's going for. And to do that, we had to script. And this is the point where I want to say I am not a developer. I know my script is terrible. It works, which is, I guess, everything that counts in our use case. But yeah, I'm not a dev. Definitely not. And this is what we came up with. So the challenge was to switch those 2 dummy files every hour. And the way I did this is surely not the best way, but it's the way I knew how to do it. So I did it. I did a batch script and it is terrible. And just ignore all that stuff because I know it's not efficient and not good. But everything which is important to us are those 3 lines. Those 2 copy instructions we have over here and the second over here. So what we are doing, basically, I'm simplifying here, but basically the script is able to find out what day it is and what time. And based on that, it can find out what week of the month of December it is, how many candles should be lit, what hour it is. And because we had planned all the videos, we knew which hour is which video. And it basically is able to do all that. And what it then does is when it runs, it checks all those facts, and based on time and date, it replaces some variables in here. And what it does, it's just copying the correct video, which is according to our current day and time, and replaces it or pastes it to our live streaming live folder with the dummy file name, like door and calendar. So we go in and say, hey, yo, it's that time and that day. So we need that exact video and we place it in there with that exact name OBS knows, and we'll be able to play. And the reason why I wanted to have dummy files and just replace them and copy them over and over again is in case my script fails, which might be a possibility since I don't know what I'm doing. The worst case that could happen in OBS is not it crash or it showing a black screen. The worst case, it would just not update the video and just show the last video it successfully updated. So it's somewhat of a fallback. Worst case, we just show old content. But surprise, it worked up until the last day, and we never had that situation. And every one of you understanding something about file systems, files being copied and played back at the same time, might be wondering how the frick did we do it, because files are usually locked when they're played back and you would not be able to copy over. And if you do it anyway, you would somehow interact with the playback. And the solution I came up with is so cheap, but it works. So I made sure that the files are only copied when the live stream shows this static image file. So what we basically did is in the live stream, I had this one scene which was showing, hey, new video premiering now. And we set this to a JPEG file. So once OBS reached 01, which is this specific scene, it would just lock this image file and display it. The videos would not be active. So those would be unlocked. OBS is currently not playing them, and the file handler should have get let loose of them when switched away from the scene. And surprise, it worked, so it did. And once the files are not locked, copying is not a problem. And it's absolutely lazy, but it works because we wanted to have the call to action anyway. So why not just use an image for that instead of something else? And you might be wondering now, but what if this script is failing because this thing is running 25 days? What if it crashes? It would not copy new files? And that's absolutely right. That's why I created not a script which is sleeping and waiting for the next hour to pass. Instead, we used the Microsoft Windows feature, which is Scheduler. So we used the scheduler to set up a new schedule. And that schedule is our, what is it called? The Excessive Calendar Stream Handler. What a great name. And what this scheduler is doing, it runs hourly every day. So it runs every day at a given time, which is full hour and 5 seconds. And once it's run every full day, it does nothing else than start the script we currently saw. So now here are the cheap and lazy things I did. Because OBS is switching to the image at every full hour. So at full o'clock 00, we switch to the image. Which means at every full hour we let go from the locked files. To make sure that we are really not locked anymore, I just delayed the execution of the script to 5 seconds past the full hour, which means 5 seconds after the full hour, the script ran, because hopefully after 5 seconds, all the files are not locked anymore. We could copy over the dummy files. The script would end, go back to sleep, and OBS, after about 1 minute and maybe 23 more seconds, would then switch to our O2 scene, which then would display the latest video. And we can go through this real quick and I can demonstrate it. So let's say we are here in the Excessive Calendar's new Premiere Now 01 new video scene. If I would manually run this script now, and I really hope it runs after the 25th, because I don't know if I have any limitations of how long it can run. But if we run it now, in theory, we should not see the Pokemon calendar afterwards. So let's run that script. It has run now. Let's see if we have something changed. And yes, the calendar changed, but the door didn't. So it seems I have some sort. Oh yeah, sure. We don't have a video for the 31st of December, obviously. So we cannot replace that. But if we now would change automatically to scene 02, we now would have not our Pokemon calendar. We would have the Pepper Pig calendar, which would premiere every day at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. And this is how we did it. This is how we did it. So we used OBS to completely dumbly just rotate a few scenes. We had a script which got triggered every full hour by Windows. It replaced some files, and those files were again used by OBS once it got through the rotation. Why would anyone ever want to do this? I don't know. It was a fun project. It was a fun project to learn. And I would definitely do it again. It was fun. It was fun, even though the project wasn't a success based on the click numbers we got. But it was fun. It was fun to learn something new. It was fun to come up with such a over-engineered solution for a live stream. And I love it. I love it. I absolutely love it. And in case you are planning a similar project where you need an automated, full functioning, programmable live stream, I hope I had some things in here which you can apply to your use case, a few concepts which you can use for your project. And yeah, in case this is the case, please let me know in the comment section below. Because, man, that was a fun project. In case you watched the full video, also please let me know and make sure to like the video because, you know, YouTube algorithm and stuff. And I'm signing out. Once more, Sky, thanks. You are the man who made it work. You are the man who made it happen, honestly. Without the server, livestream would not be a thing, I guess. Or at least not as performant as it was, because I would not be able to run 25 days without network disruption. So thanks again. Last sip of this video to you, Sky. And for the rest of you, click one of the videos in the live stream, in the end card, and check the playlist about excessive calendars. Watch all the 800 videos. It's fun. I guess, at least some. Some are actually fun. Bye!